Dragon Ball Daima episode 10, Ocean. We are here. We are live. So, the episode starts off right away. Majin KUU versus Tamagami 1, right? It starts off with the Tamagami. He's standing on his, pedestal wherever he's at. And then KUU walks up. He's like, yo, I challenge you for the ball. And the homeboy's like, oh, you want some of this? And Majin KUU's like, yes, I do. So, they start fighting, right? We start seeing some of KUU's different move sets, and so we realize KUU is really ki blast heavy, right? He uses a lot of ki for almost all his moves that he does. He rarely uses any kind of melee attacks, and when he does, they just don't work. So we seen one move where he spins. He spins so fast that this beam tornado comes up. The beam tornado turns, and then he's flying through the beam tornado. We see him scream. So he does a yell blast, kind of like a Broly. And he has green ki. So effectively, none of these ki blasts are working. He kind of drops down, starts running towards them, kind of trips and falls. Dude, KUU is a total goofball. You get those vibes right away. He's doing little funny poses. He's running, falling, tripping, and none of his moves are working at all. So you're kind of you're watching this and you're like, all right, where is this going? Is this going in the direction that we all thought it was going to go, where KUU is going to be badass, or is he just going to be this complete joke? And we'll get back to that because it switches over to the crew. They're going to Warp Sama, right? They're going to go to the second demon realm, Goku, Glorio, and the gang, right? So as they pull up, now that they have the marine ship, they could go to the first demon realm if they really wanted to, but they said no. They skipped out on doing that. And if they really wanted to, they could end the series. Just flat out, they could end the series. They could just go to the first demon realm. They could easily take out Goma, Arinsu, everybody in the first demon realm, and then they could really just get Dende back like that. It would be so easy for them, but they still want to get all the Dragon Balls. So Goku's like, no, we have to go through Demon Realm 2 because the objective is to get the Dragon Balls, whatever. And honestly, at the end of the day, that's probably the best bet, right? To go get the Dragon Balls, to make sure you have them so no one else can use them. But honestly, if that happens, someone might get, they might get stolen, right? I think they're going to get stolen because Arinsu really wants them. So they go into the second demon realm, and as they go in, it cuts over back to Majin KUU and the Tamagami. Now, KUU is fighting for his life. He's just throwing the kitchen sink at this Tamagami. He actually runs up, feeds it a combo, and literally it's like a child punching Superman. It just does absolutely nothing. He's just ding, 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 and he's just what? I don't even think the Tamagami even landed a blow on him. I don't even think he hit him. He was just deflecting everything. He threw a bunch of ki blasts. He put up a force field energy. He totally dodged his second attack, made him run into a wall, and then he was just toying with him. He just kept popping up, literally teleporting behind him. Every time KUU tried to disappear, boom, behind him. Oh, get away from me. Boom, behind him. It was like a Dragon Ball sparking match. You know what I mean? So right now, we're getting the vibes that KUU is not going to get the job done. He's just not. What is this guy? What are we doing? And so, you're kind of hoping that he's going to hit him with something crazy, right? You're hoping that we see some kind of insane KUU original attack that actually does some kind of damage. Everything is just not working. Nothing is working at all, right? So it cuts back to the gang. They're flying through the demon realm, the second demon realm, right? And as they're flying, everything looks green. They're flying over this big ocean, right? Keep that in mind. That's the title of the episode. So they're flying over this ocean. Everything looks green. It's like a big old green ocean. Got green islands coming out. And when I mean green islands, I mean islands coming out and there's just a bunch of green on top. And green ocean, literally the water's kind of green. And immediately I'm this is Planet Namek vibes. I haven't had these vibes in a long time, but this reminds me of Namek. And so Shin goes, man, I wonder, we need to fly high. And Goku goes, man, we're flying pretty fast. what's up with that? And Glorio's like, well, the air here is different. It's not as heavy as the third demon realm, so we can fly a lot faster. And which is a good thing because the Tamagami's close, so we just need to hurry up and go there. And then Shin goes, yeah, I wonder if the Kraken is still here. Let's not fly too low to the ground. So they start flying high. And then once they get up high enough, right, out of nowhere, bullets just come flying by because Goma seen them. And, you know, he's keeping track of them. He's like, what? They're already in the second demon realm? Oh, we got to take them out. So he sends a bunch of marine ships to go take these guys out, right? And I don't know why he thought that would work, right? Because he knows Goku just killed, well, not killed, but defeated the third Tamagami, which nobody in any demon realm has ever done. Like, Dabura couldn't even beat the third Dragon Ball Tamagami, right? So he sends these ships. The ships start attacking. They, you know, blast, they hit. The Marines start attacking. They hit the back of the ship. It explodes. The plane starts going down. Panji's like, do something. Goku's like, open the thing. So they open the back door. Goku jumps out. We all know what's about to happen. Goku runs up, hits one with the staff while flies, hits one of the ships with the staff, destroys it in one hit, turns around, the other ship's like shooting at him, he just deflects it all, takes that ship out. He just takes out all the ships with ease, and then cuts back to Goma, and he's like, wait, did he just take them all out by himself? Oh my god. It's like, bro, duh. This fool just beat the Tamagami. You think 5 Marine ships are going to take Goku out? Like, what are we talking about, bro? This is so, like, Goma is dumb. This is why something crazy has to happen. He has to get the evil eye because he cannot be this dumb and fight Goku at this, you know, form of whatever he's in. There's just no way you win this. Like, you can't be that stupid, that, you know, just insubordinate to think that a couple of ships were going to beat Goku. Like, get out of here, bro. And so, after they beat the ships, their ship is, you know, damaged, so now they're flying low again. And what did Shin just say? Hey, we gotta fly high because the Kraken, it'll jump out of the water and eat us like the monster. And so Goku flies back down. He's like, all right, I got rid of them all. We're good. We should be good. And then as he's like hanging out of the back door, it's still open. You see this big shadow underneath the ocean pulling up, and then you're just like, oh, there's the Kraken. And so, and to be honest, the Kraken looks just like Tentacruel. So if you know what Pokemon is, if you've played Pokemon, it's a big old Tentacruel Kraken coming right for him, right? And like huge Tentacruel, like a huge octopus Kraken looking thing. So he's flying up, he comes up out of the water, grabs the ship with one of his arms, and then shoots like an inkling, fucking like a big old ink blast that barely misses Goku. And so now, you know, the whole gang's in trouble. The ship is literally in the clutches of the Kraken. It starts cracking it. They all jump out of the back and they're about to fly away. And then Panji's like, wait, the Dragon Ball. And I was like, the Dragon Ball. And she flies back in. Everyone's like, Pansy, no. And I'm like, someone's got to get the Dragon Ball. We can't just let the Kraken eat it, because then that's a whole 2 more episodes of trying to get the Dragon Ball back. So Goku flies in to save her. The ship is about to be crushed. It looks like the Kraken ate the ship, and then as, you know, he's eating the ship, they fly out of the teeth of the Kraken, right? And the whole time I'm just like, Goku, if you don't go Super Saiyan and just punch this Kraken right in the nose, there's absolutely no way this Kraken is stronger than the third Tamagami. Like, there's just absolutely no way. Just go Super Saiyan, punch this thing in the nose, make it cry, go back to the ocean. You don't even got to kill it. Just hurt it enough to where it's like a dog, right? Like a puppy. Just smack it on the nose, you know, and then make it run away, right? I don't condone any violence against animals. I'm just saying, all right? That wasn't the greatest metaphor. That was just me throwing that in there. But anyway, so he doesn't do that. They both fly out, and they're like, oh, we the Dragon Ball. Oh, my God, no. And then Pansy's like, yeah, I got it. That's why I went back. So we're good, all right? Don't worry. Now, that's when they look up at, you know, this big green planet in the distance, and Shin goes, oh, hey, that's Piccolo's old home. That's where Namek used to be before all the Nameks left there. Let's go visit it. Let's just go check it out. And it's like, wait, you're just going to drop that lore without even explaining yourself? Like, that's Namek? Like, that's the old... So, all right. I don't know how I didn't put this together, 2 and 2 together, but like... Duh, Namekians are from the demon realm. They have pointy ears. Duh, Demon King Piccolo. What, like, how did I not even think about that? How did that even not come to mind at all? Like, I was just so concerned about everything else going on in the demon world that that totally went over my head. So obviously all the Namekians are Majins, bro. Like, what? This is insane. So they fly off to that demon realm, right? As they do that, it cuts back to Goma. Goma's like, bro, how did the Kraken not eat them? What the hell? How did they survive all of this? And it's like, brother, you know how damn well how they survived all this. Goku is not about to let anyone defeat him that easily. Get out of here. So they land on planet Namek. It cuts back to KUU and the Tamagami fighting, right? KUU's just getting worked. He's just getting worked again, and like it's just not even there's no way in hell he's gonna win this fight. So he literally bows out. He bows. He goes, listen, I'm not going to defeat you. I'm sorry. Awesome job. I quit. Runs back over to Arinsu. Arinsu's like, he goes up to her. He's like, I'm sorry. I couldn't defeat the Tamagami. I gave it my best. And then she's just like, what? So it cuts back to, Planet Namek, and Goku can sense the crew's on their way, but before he does that, he's like, man, I'm starving. I need something to eat. Oh, wait, I got the revive bug. You guys want one? Everyone's like, no, I don't want one. Like, how are you hungry? We just had breakfast, not too long ago. Goku's like, well, I'm going to eat one anyway. Pulls out a revive bug. So this is the first time we get to see, a revive bug in action. And as he pulls it out, there's two other bugs. There's one bug that does something else, I forget, and then the fusion bug, right? You could kind of see it. So he takes a revive bug. He eats it. He's like, oh, that was gross. And then just like the sensu bean, boom, gets a power up. He's like, wow, I feel way better, and my stomach is, a little full after that. So we should be good. And then he goes, wait, I sense the crew. I'm gonna go get them. So he flies off. He can sense Hybis and Vegeta and Piccolo and them. And Hybis goes, hey, there's somebody coming. And Vegeta goes, oh, wait, is that Kakarot? And then Hybis goes, no, that's not Kakarot, bro. That's Goku. It's Goku. He's right there. It's obviously not Kakarot. And then Bulma had to explain, oh, Kakarot and Goku are the same thing. So he pulls up. They need to open the door for him. Goku comes in. He's like, hey, make sure you guys are flying higher. There's a monster in the sea, blah, blah, blah. We can't defeat him right now. We're not strong enough. Which is, what are we talking about, Goku? Like, yes, you guys, it's all three of you now. You guys could easily take the Kraken out, but whatever. So they fly up. They go to Planet Namek. They land there. And so Bulma was like, wow, this looks like Planet Namek. That must be where you're from, Piccolo. And Piccolo, and this was, right before Goku shows up. Piccolo goes, oh no, that's actually where my dad lived. And so then that's when Goku shows up, blah, blah, blah. So they pull up to the planet Namek. They land. Goku asks him the same thing, because he's like, man, Piccolo, aren't you happy to be back on your home planet? And Piccolo goes, well, I just told Bulma this was actually where my dad lived before he escaped. So, but yeah, this place does feel really familiar and, pretty comforting. And obviously it's Planet Namek, right? And so this is where Glenn gets into all the lore, right? We got so much lore built upon the last, 7 minutes of this episode. And he begins saying that this is where the Namekians used to live, and all of the Namekians, they, we all know this, they have all kinds of different abilities. Healing, growing, they can make anything kind of like come to life. They can heal anything. They can transform into things. They can fuse together, right? And so he's like, since they have all these abilities, they were treated like a half a step above a slave, right? So they were all the Namekians were pretty much slaves, which is, crazy lore dump. It's like, I don't know how you could make these guys slaves. And you would think like the second demon realm there would be, a better living situation. Apparently not, right? And so that's because of the evil demon kings, maybe Dabura and Abura, right? Were super evil. Then he goes on to explain how, he's from the second demon realm as well, and his planet is, not too far away. And Bulma's like, you want to go visit it? He's like, nah, there's not really anything there. It's just all, everything's dead. The trees I was born from were dead. And Goku's like, oh yeah, he was born from trees. And Bulma's like super interested now. So she wants to know, his backstory. So he gives a little bit of his backstory, nothing that we don't know, right? He was born from a tree. They all had to escape because of Abura's tyranny, pretty much. And so like at first I thought it was because Majin Buu went, on a rampage and everyone had to escape Majin Buu, going on that rampage. But apparently they pretty much left because of Burra's tyranny, right? And so Shin wants to pretty much bring up the origins of the universe, right? And he's like, it's pretty much a long story, but I can make it short if you guys want to hear it. Goku's just like, nah, we don't really got to hear all that. Like, Goku is an immediate lore cock blocker. And I'm like, Goku, shut your ass up. We want to hear this. Shin starts talking about how there was a good demon king, right? There was a good demon king way, way back in the day. And he had a predecessor named the so this is important, Super Majin Rimus, right? Not just Majin Rimus, Super Majin Rimus. Now, Rimus is pretty much the Daima Dragon Ball version of Xeno, because Rimus is the one who created all the universes, all the inside universes, all the outside universes. Well, the inside universe is pretty much the demon realm, right? So the demon realm existed before any of the other universes outside of the demon realm existed. So Rimus created all of the universes on the outside, right? And with doing that, he assigned a bunch of Glens to go look over all these universes that he created, so that way, all these universes could live in harmony and peace, whatever it may be, right? So that's where all the Kais come from, and amongst those Kais was the Supreme Kai of the South, was Shin, was Kibito, all of the Kais. They're sent off and doing what they do now. Many years later, once King Abura takes over the demon realm, right, he limits the use of the warp sama, because anyone was able to use it freely. They could go in and out of the demon world, across all realms. And Abura, he didn't like the thought of outside threats coming into the demon world. Pretty rational thought, right? It's not like that's not evil of him to do that. That's like a rational thought, because what's on the outside universe, right? We got like the Friezas. Like, are the Friezas demons? Because I don't really remember Frieza having big ears. As a matter of fact, Frieza does not have any ears, right? Neither does King Cold. So none of the Friezas are Cooler. No one has pointy ears, right? No one's got these things up here. They just, they have the standard what we know Frieza has, like those big old ear holes, right? So Frieza looks like a demon. He looks like he could be from the demon realm. But I don't think he is, because he doesn't have any pointy ears. But they don't get brought up at all. They only get brought up because Bulma goes, wait, so everyone's, a descendant of the Majins, as Glenn's explaining this, or as Shin is explaining this. And Shin goes, actually, no, Earthlings and Saiyans were born far after the creation of all the universes. So, Earthlings and Saiyans aren't demons, because obviously they have round ears. And, this begs the question, like, what is the Frieza race, right? Because Frieza pretty much has the same ears as Majin Buu, right? They got, like, these holes in their ears. So, that's something we could dive into later in the week. But right now, so all the outside threats of coming into the demon realm are, now they're limited. No one can use these, the warp sama anymore. So after Shin kind of explains all that, like, he just explains up to, where Abura limits the warp sama. That goes back, and Vegeta's like, all right, so then let's just go get the Tamagami Dragon Ball so, like, we can finish our mission, right? And so he's pretty much like me. I'm sitting there like, all right, now let's go get the Tamagami. And they're like, all right, they all hop in the ship. Bulma's pretty much like, hey, let's have Glorio fly since he's been here before, blah, blah, blah. They all get in there. Kakarot's like, man, this is kind of cramped up. And Vegeta's like, oh, now it's cramped up? Really? Shut your mouth. And so, as they're about to take off, Neva, that Namekian from the OG Namek, right? He never left the demon realm. He starts walking up slowly. Who knows what this guy wants? He's from the first episode. He's the one who activated the Dragon Balls in order for Goma to wish everybody his kids. So this dude, I don't know if he's going to be a good guy or if he's going to be a bad guy, right? I think he's going to be a bad guy. He's going to be deceitful, but he's like really old, right? So it's like, I don't think he's going to be much of a threat other than maybe some kind of trickery, some kind of, playing a double agent kind of deal, because he's not going to be a threat in terms of physicality or like a fight or anything, right? So that's the episode, and that's where we get left off. It's pretty much a cliffhanger, and now the next episode is going to be called Legend, and it shows Vegeta fighting the Tamagami. Now, drop a comment if you think Vegeta is going to beat the Tamagami. I think it's going to be some original Dragon Ball humor where Vegeta is going to get worked and Goku's going to have to come in and defeat the Tamagami. Maybe we see Piccolo give it a crack at first, and then we see Vegeta, and then Vegeta's not going to be able to get it done, so then we're going to see Goku get it done, right? I personally want to see Vegeta go Super Saiyan 1 and 2, beat the Tamagami, and take the Dragon Ball. That's what I want to see. I just want to see Vegeta get a dub. Vegeta never gets dubs. The only dub he got was when he beat a couple people in the Tournament of Power, and then he beat Topo, right? But that's it. So anyway, that's the episode. That's the video. We're going to explain more in this coming week. I'm going to make videos about what I think about Zeno being, the original creator of all the universes, and now we got Rymus is the original creator of all the universes. I'm going to have to look up some lore within Super that kind of maybe gives me hints about what's going on with Dragon Ball Daima and how Dragon Ball Daima might be, leaking stuff from Super. I don't know. I'm going to be doing some self diving into that stuff and bringing you guys more content later in the week. And yeah, I'm super confused about all this. Let's just remember that Daima happens right before or right after Majin Buu and before Super, right? So it just kind of throws a big loop in the whole, it throws a big wrench in this whole timeline thing and what is, lore accurate, what is not, because a lot of people are saying that, Super is a different canon because Akira Toriyama didn't really work on Super or didn't really create Super. He did, he had a hand in it, but it was created and, the original thoughts were from somebody else, from his predecessor. I always forget the name, I need to look the name up, but this all goes into one thing, right? Supposedly, everything is canon, right? Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Daima, and then Dragon Ball Super. This is all the canon timeline, excluding GT. Apparently, GT is not canon, obviously, with this new Dragon Ball Daima, and GT never was canon. But yeah, that's pretty much the episode. That's the video. We're going to get into more this week. If you like the video, drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know what you think down below about all this crazy stuff going on. Oh, wait. Before we get out of here, we get the flashback back to Majin Buu and Arinsu, and this pretty much shows Majin Buu he's apologizing. He's like, I'm not really a fighter, but I'm really good at singing and I'm really fast. So if you want to send me shopping, yeah. I would be really good at shopping. So literally, even Majin Buu, he pretty much snitches on himself. He's like, I'm not really much of a fighter. You could send me to go shop for you though. So Majin Buu is nothing. He's not good for anything but shopping apparently. And he's fired. Obviously, Arinsu's like, you're fired. You're done. I don't want you. And we're going to see what Arinsu does with that second Cyberman seed. Does she make a more evil, sinister kind of Cyberman where she's just like, make him evil as possible, right? Make him stronger, make him more powerful. Who knows what's going to happen? We're going to find out in the weeks to come. But yeah, anyway, drop a like, drop a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. That's the video, everybody. I'll see you guys in the near future when I drop more videos about KUU, about the Rymus thing, about the lore. But yeah, see you guys soon.